Let's talk about Angel Reese. My God, this Unrivaled League started last night. I actually watched the first half of this game. Ooh, it is a tough watch indeed.
Everyone was sure Angel Reese would dominate the league from day one, but her debut told a very different story. She missed easy shots, committed several turnovers, and surprisingly, was benched in the fourth quarter. That's right. The player many believed would be the star ended up watching from the sidelines while her team finally started to score. It was a rough start, and definitely not what anyone had expected.
She's absolutely delivering on that double-double. That's right. Points, rebounds, and of course, losses.
Picture this. Angel Reese, the Chicago Sky standout, steps onto the court for her first game in the Unrivaled League. Fans were expecting a show, something big. But instead of fireworks, her performance fell flat. Let's break down her much-anticipated debut. Despite all the hype surrounding her, things didn't go the way anyone expected.
Oh, I didn't have so much of a problem with the 3x3 play like I thought I was going to. That didn't really bother me. But Angel Reese played last night, and she's back to mid-season form.
You're probably thinking it couldn't have been that bad, but trust me, it was a tough watch. Let's talk about those layups. The kind of easy shots pros usually make without a second thought. From the very start, something felt off. Reese wasn't controlling the game like everyone expected. She was missing shots that should have been automatic for a player at her level. It almost felt like watching a reel of what not to do in basketball, with missed layups coming one after another.
Just in the same way that the Chicago Sky melted last year when her double-double streak started, she cost her team a game last night.
It wasn't just the missed shots. Reese looked completely out of rhythm, almost like she was playing her very first game. Her movements were awkward, and some even compared her to a baby giraffe on the court. Her teammates didn't hide their confusion either. The looks they gave her said it all. What are you doing out there? Now, you might be thinking she at least had solid stats, and technically, she did. A double-double with 10 points and 14 rebounds sounds good on paper, but let's take a closer look.
Angel Reese was 3 of 7 from the field. Once again, cannot get to that 50% mark. 5 turnovers, 14 rebounds, 10 points, and a big, fat, juicy L. 79-73, her team lost the game.
Fans and analysts who expected Reese to take over the game were left puzzled by how poorly she played. She only made 3 of her 7 shots, just 42% from the field, which is underwhelming for someone of her talent. On top of that, she racked up 5 turnovers and 4 fouls. That's not the kind of performance you want from a player billed as a rising star. This was supposed to be Reese's moment to show she was ready for the pro stage, but instead, it turned into a display of missed chances and uncomfortable missteps.
Prime time is loading up. Angel Reese working downstairs, pump fake, toss it up, grab your own miss, no whistle. They're letting them...
Get ready, because Angel Reese's performance might make you question everything you thought you knew about pro basketball. If you thought the missed layups were rough, just wait. Things only got worse from there. We're heading straight into Turnover City, and trust me, it's not a destination any player wants to end up in.
Turnovers, fouls, it was a disaster. Oh, for everything, as one person pointed out. In the fourth quarter.
Let's talk turnovers. It was like she was playing a game of hot potato, except the potato was burnt and dripping with oil. Every time the ball touched her hands, it seemed to fly in the other direction faster than you could blink. As you watch the game, you find yourself holding your breath every time Reese gets the ball, wondering if she'll pass it to a teammate or gift it right to the other team.
She's really one of the few, maybe the only one I could tell that looks this way on the court, just like out of place playing a game they've been playing. It's weird.
You might be thinking, everyone has bad games now and then. But this wasn't just a case of simple mistakes. In her debut, Reese racked up an unbelievable 5 turnovers. 5. That's like giving the other team an extra possession every quarter. And it wasn't just a couple of flukes. Some of these turnovers weren't even forced. They were straight up. Passes right to the other team.
Someone said she's a below average passer. She's a terrible passer. But she's trying. You can see, like, her vision's there. Like, you can see what passes she's trying to make, but she just didn't make them.
You could see the confusion on her teammates' faces, almost like they were playing a different game. One moment, they were wide open, calling for the ball, and the next, they were watching it sail past them right into the hands of the opposing team. Now, you might be thinking, okay, she'll shake it off, right? Well, hold that thought, because things were about to get worse. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, Reese found herself in foul trouble. And as if the turnovers weren't enough, she started collecting fouls like they were trading cards.
Reese finished with a Roses team-high 14 rebounds, 5 turnovers, 4 fouls, shot just 3 of 7 from the field, 42%, got benched for most of the fourth quarter.
You're watching the foul count climb, thinking there's no way she's going to pick up another one. But somehow, it feels like she's trying to break a record for the most fouls in the shortest time. By the end of the game, Reese had racked up a total of 4 fouls, just 1 away from fouling out in her debut. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but the coach must have seen this coming, right? Well, let me tell you. What happened in the fourth quarter will make you rethink everything you know about basketball strategy. Can you guess where Angel Reese ended up as her team fought to stay in the game?
By the way, she got benched in the fourth quarter. Pulled right out of this game.
The coach had seen enough of Reese's turnover spree and foul troubles, so he decided to pull her from the game early. Now, here's where things get really interesting. The star player, the one everyone came to watch, ended up on the bench when it mattered most. And once she sat down, it was like a switch flipped for her team. Suddenly, they remembered how to play basketball. The squad that had been fumbling around as if they were blindfolded started moving the ball, finding open shots and scoring points.
By the way, when she got benched, the comeback was on. What does that tell you?
You might be thinking, it couldn't have been that dramatic. But I'm telling you, it was like watching 2 completely different teams. Without Reese on the court, her teammates found their rhythm and went on a scoring run that left everyone in shock. Meanwhile, Reese was stuck watching it all unfold from the sidelines. You can only imagine what was going through her mind as her team started playing better without her. Talk about a reality check, right?
See it. Oh. And of course, Aaliyah Boston plays for the Indiana Fever. Boston, she didn't have a great game either, to be honest with you. She didn't. So, Angel Reese went to doing some bragging last night. Growth of what? Missed layups. Yeah. Her posting this, it backfired.
However, we can't overlook the fans. And boy, were they divided. Some tried to spin Reese's performance in a positive light, pointing to her double-double of 10 points and 14 rebounds as proof that she's still developing and improving. On the other hand, many were left scratching their heads, wondering if they had just watched a professional basketball game or a blooper reel.
Once again, guys, looking like a baby deer or a baby giraffe out there. I cannot believe that somebody that looks this uncoordinated is a professional athlete. It's shocking to me.
Hot takes were flying all over social media. Die-hard fans were celebrating her stats like she had just won MVP, while critics were having a field day with her lack of coordination and questionable decision-making. So, the game ends, and you're thinking, well, at least Reese's supporters will have her back, right? But hold on tight, because what happens next will leave you stunned. You jump on social media expecting to see a flood of support for Reese, but instead, it's like walking into a war zone with critics everywhere, not holding back. Here's the twist, though. Some fans were actually celebrating.
What the hell that is. By the way, in case you're wondering, yes, Angel Reese is getting absolutely roasted. Her fans, though, her fans are out in droves. Seriously. They are celebrating this very mid that she actually made last night. They're trying to claim that this proves she's been in the gym. And congratulations, she hit a jump shot.
You might be wondering if some of these people are even watching. The same game we just saw, And trust me, you're not alone. One commentator even asked if we were all watching the same match. It felt like we'd stepped into some strange alternate reality where a poor performance was being celebrated as a win. Can you believe it? Are we setting the bar so low that making just one jump shot is now cause for celebration?
I don't get the celebration. Making one jump shot means she was in the gym, ? Look, we didn't see her in the gym really and truly until this league together to start practicing. Before that, it was a whole lot of podcasts and some near only fan moments.
Let's break this down for a moment. Some fans are talking about progress and growth, pointing to things like faster footwork and trying new moves on the court. Sure, if you look closely, you might spot small signs of improvement. But come on, are we really going to ignore the bigger picture here? What's even more interesting is that experts are weighing in, and they're not exactly jumping for joy. One analyst pointed out that while we want to see solid progress, if she's only showing flashes of it now, we might not see consistent improvement for another 4 or 5 years. And that's not exactly a glowing review.
It was a disaster in her first Unrivaled game. Good luck, Chicago Sky. You know what this tells me? Camila Cardoso is going to be sidelined again for the Chicago Sky for the sake of Angel Reese shooting those damn layups and missing them.
Not only is Angel Reese under the microscope, but the entire Unrivaled League is feeling the pressure. When you see those empty stands and the atmosphere of what feels like a high school gym, it makes you question whether this is really how professional women's basketball is supposed to look. It feels like we've taken a step backward, and not in a good way.